Here we are back again. We got through Valentine's Day. Now we're moving forward. But who is helping us take you guys to the next level? Well, Weebly.com. That is correct. Go to Weebly right now and sign up today. It's not even about me. It's about you. You have a vision. You have a dream. Weebly can help bring all of that stuff together into a system where you can make money. Now, if you say, you know what, Bo, you looking out for me, I want to help you out. If that's what you're thinking, go to BoMiles.com, click on the Weebly link, and then sign up from there. Then I'll get credit. Weebly will continue to get you on your way.
And he accepts donations, too.
So just remember, Weebly is what's going to be the vehicle that will take you guys to the next level. They have several packages. You can sign up for free and get started for free today, right now. You don't even have to worry about anything. Just sign up, don't pay anything, and get going. And then later on, you can pay. So if that's something that you would like to do, you can do that route, You can also just, because it's definitely worth what they charge you. Well, like I said, if you don't have the money, you just want to try it out, you can sign up for free. That is right, for free. Weebly.com, making it happen at Weebly.com. We're also brought to you by Fidloo.com. That's right. Those of you who have gone and checked out the merchandise, you see the beautiful customized axes just waiting to be purchased. You see them. So go to Fidloo.com, pick up an axe, and start learning today. All right? Quality product. You don't have to worry, oh, man, is this going to break down on me? No, because you know the person that's actually putting this stuff together. Go there now and buy an axe from Fidloo.com. Last but definitely not least, BoKnowsMusic.com. You always wanted to learn the piano. Making my way downtown and around. I don't know the words, but it's Bo Knows Music. Ooh, Bo Knows Music.
.com.
So, this has been a dream of yours, and you're thinking, hey, I really want to learn the piano, but I just don't have the time and the commitment to go every week with Mrs. Nancy or Mr. Johnson, right? You don't have the time nor the commitment to do that, right? That's what you're afraid of. Well, you don't have to worry about that commitment with BoKnowsMusic.com. We work around your schedule. If you have 15 minutes right before you go to sleep, boom, get it in. If you want to go over the lesson every day, go ahead, get it in. If you want to travel through and one day go through all the lessons, you can do that. It's up to you. You decide how you learn. You decide how you progress at BoKnowsMusic.com. And now it is time for one thing is left.
Cue the music.
Wow.
Let me introduce you to Bo Miles, a unique and likable guy. Everyday life, friends and family makes up the artistry.
So what's up, Bo?
Man, just living the dream, trying to come up with different things to
Got that hustle rolling, huh?
Yeah, you just trying
Every
to
day
keep
we hustling. Every day we hustling. Every day we hustling. Every day we hustling. Is that a copyright, man, we just did?
You know what?
Was that infringing on somebody's copyright?
No. As long as we're not playing, if we play the song itself, then the record company who owns that recording, then they might have a copyright of it.
They want some money.
Right, but if we just recreate it with our mouths.
Every day I'm hustling.
Then that's up for grabs. What you been up to, Fit?
I've been here, there, up and down, to and fro in the earth.
Oh man, we just picked up a new pit bull, so we got a new dog.
Female?
Nah, boy.
Well, what happened to Crunchy?
He's still there. He's still around.
Oh, so he's dominating.
Yeah.
No, I'm dominating. Turn around.
Yeah. Like, look, man, this can only go one way, dog. Like,
every time you use the bathroom, you better not kick your leg up. You better squat. I better not never see you kicking your leg up on the hydrant. You better squat.
From now on, you squat.
Oops.
Yeah. That doggy life, though.
Got what?
That doggy life. But yeah, man, this is just a little puppy. Probably like probably between 4 to 8 weeks. So we got all the stuff for him, getting them ready, getting them set up. We introduced them to Crunch. And, let them kind of do their doggy thing.
Dominant. I'm the dominant one. I'm here first. Who's the biggest?
Yeah. So, and then we crate training them too. So
is Crunchy bigger? Crunch bigger?
Oh yeah.
So he just massive and dominating.
Yeah. Because the other dog, like I said, is a pup. It's like 4 weeks.
Oh well,
4 to 8 weeks. So.
Crunchy ain't gonna eat him then.
Nah. He not.
He don't see him as competition.
Right, but he's still trying to like, yo, this is where you are. Like, yo, you my little sex thing. I nut on your back if I want, Like I can't penetrate you, but I can nut on your back. So that's what Crunch is on.
He like, you better tap out. You better tap out.
Man, speaking of tapping out, man, I went up to Matt Garrison. He has a gym now. He has his own place where he teaches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I went up there, and he has one of his professional wrestling buddies with him.
Did they press you?
I mean, we grapple, me and this professional wrestler.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, man, he got me in like an ankle lock. I tapped to that. And then he had me in it's not a choke, but it was still along the line. It was more like a neck crank than anything. So I had to tap to that, man, but.
It's okay. We all got to cry once in a while.
Yeah, man. But look, man, it doesn't even have anything to do with where I train or anything. It's just me as a person. Like, yo, I just didn't like that at all, man. So, like afterwards, like, look, I just had to go hard, go in, into my jiu-jitsu room, and come up with a plan and a strategy, so I can just be more efficient.
More deadly.
Yeah, because one thing I know is like if I roll with Matt, right? So if Matt rolled with him, with the professional wrestler guy, Matt was able to get him. You know what I mean? Like he was able to he wasn't like mopping him up, but he was still able to keep a good position
and put some pain on him.
Yeah, not really, give up anything too much.
Okay.
Now when I roll with Matt, like Matt, he wasn't able to do that to me. You feel me?
Okay.
But when I roll with that guy. Like I said, I mean, it was 2 times, but still, it still counts.
Yeah. Well, you know Matt. You've rolled with Matt before. You know what he's going to try to do.
Nah, but see, I don't know Matt like that. Like, far as
Well, obviously you did.
Nah, but what I figured out is like what we was talking about with the kung fu stuff. I'm so used to the way Matt can move because he knows jujitsu.
Right.
You know, but if it's just like that professional wrestler, he doesn't know jujitsu, but he's athletic, he's strong as hell, and he wrestles. You feel me?
That makes a difference.
Right.
Now, here's the magic question: can a wrestler hang with a jiu-jitsu artist?
Like a high-level wrestler versus a high-level
jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Usually, if the wrestler does not know jiu-jitsu, he will lose. We saw that in the very first few UFCs.
Okay.
But as they start to learn jiu-jitsu themselves, like we saw with like Matt Hughes and all the other countless wrestlers, you know, out there, like if they are good in jiu-jitsu and good in wrestling, like, look, you're going to have a bad day. Now, if we're not talking about a master, we're just talking about, like, you know, say somebody been wrestling since he was, and see, this is the difference, because wrestlers usually start wrestling at like 6, like the college, you know, like those high school and college wrestlers, like the really, really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they start wrestling like 6 years old, you know, 4. So, you know, one of them who's never done any jiu-jitsu, like they're gonna clean up all the white belts, and they're gonna clean up some blue belts as well. You know, now usually when they get to purple, they might have a problem, but it just depends on, you know, how good of a wrestler they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they can spank up some purple, you know, some like low level purple belts. I mean, it's very rare, but like I said, we're talking about high level wrestling right now.
Well, you know, you can be a brown belt, a brown sash, or even a lower level sash. But if you've been putting your work in and you've been on the mat, putting in mat time, I don't care if you got a black belt or a purple belt or what, you're going to get dusted because it's about that mat time, man. It ain't about, I got this sash, so I'm going to beat you.
Right, it's not. And go ahead.
I remember when I took Taekwondo in college and Kung Fu, and one of my instructors, he was a brown sash. I used to dust him. I was a white sash, and I was dusting him. It's the mat time. Now, see, I should have been studying, but it's the time you put in on the floor that makes you who you are.
Right.
Like, okay, Muhammad Ali, 21 years old. Mike Tyson, 18.
Right.
First, the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. He put his work in. Okay, when you put your work in, and you take somebody out, man, that's all it is. You put your work in.
Yeah. And they, I think Bruce Lee talked about this triangle. It could have been somebody else, and you probably know it once I say it, but it's speed beats technique. Technique beats power. Power beats speed, you know. And each one can lose to the other. You know what I mean?
But you need all three of them to be a master.
Well, you know, just depending on, because however you are, you know, like if your strength is in technique, you know, then yeah, if somebody's stronger than you, yes, you can go ahead and you can defeat them with technique. But if they're faster than you and they're able to, you know, move before you can do, you know, your technical stuff, then boom, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, Ali had speed and technique.
Right. Right, you know.
And power, because he could take you out with one shot, as Sonny Liston.
Yeah, but that went into like what, the 6th round before he took him down, before he knocked him out.
Well, actually, that shows his level of power, because after 6 rounds, I can still knock you out.
Right.
Because I'm tired by the 6th round. Okay?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Yeah, man. But just keep in mind, people don't fight these days.
Right, man. Yeah, that, and I mean, it's just you have a lot of stuff, man. But it was like, all right, with that guy, he was a lot stronger than me, Well, so at that moment, like, which at the end, for my jiu-jitsu listeners, which we do have a lot of them, this was no gi. So, like, don't get it twisted. No gi and gi. It's two different things. It's two different ball games. So, and for those of you who are trying to get into this and try to understand, gi is when you have the clothes, like you have the kimono or whatever you guys, and you think of people with clothes, like Hoist Gracie when he first won the UFC, we all think of him in that white kimono, and he's wearing black. So that's what we call gi. You're wearing a gi. And no gi is like, if you think of the UFC right now, like you watch any UFC fight, like they don't wear any clothes other than their tights that they're wearing, And the no gi game, it's going to be, it's going to be like you said with Muhammad Ali, how he had two things, which he probably has all three. It's just he knows when to use which one to defeat his opponent, So most guys, they're going to have two things, like they're either going to be really strong and really fast, really strong and technical, really fast and technical, or whatever. They're going to have a combination of whatever, but they're still going to have a strength. Like their number one thing is, either strength, technique, or speed. And it's just different because with the gi, I can grab clothes. Like if you have a shirt on, I can grab your shirt, control you with your clothes. If you're trying to use strength, with me, I can just use your clothes to push in the opposite direction to make you use even more strength, and eventually you'll just tire out, which, he did. He tired out a lot, but still, but he still tapped me 2 times, and, so that's the whole idea, is that we're doing no-gi now. And no-gi, look, I'm green, just like him, Now, yes, I do know submissions, but that's all gi related. That's all control from the gi, which some, like Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, like they don't do any gi. It's their whole curriculum, their whole training base is no gi. Because when they compete in these tournaments, the gi, people feel like it's slow. It's a slower match, and it's just too much stuff to learn. So they just do no gi. No gi is faster with a higher conversion rate for submissions.
So what are they wearing? T-shirts?
No, you win money like in those big tournaments.
No. What are you wearing?
Oh.
As opposed to a gi, a T-shirt or?
Yeah, like a T-shirt. Mm. Some people do no T-shirt, just wearing a tights, just
no shirt whatsoever.
Yeah, no shirt.
Okay, shirts versus blouses and shit, huh?
Yeah.
Skins versus shirts.
Yeah, some people do no shirts, but because of ringworms and staph infections and stuff like that, most people wear shirts.
Something to protect them from.
Yeah, something to protect them from their opponent.
Who might have AIDS or something.
Right, he might, because staph is really big in grappling.
Okay, so if you got those things to worry about, why y'all out there doing that, man? Just so you can beat somebody up in the street?
But see, like my thing, like I use mine is for street. It's for in the event, that I have to use it on somebody. Like, look, I have a good idea. I have a good plan on how I'm going to attack, and I have my base of reality is strong for how he's going to react to all of the things that I'm doing, So, like, that's why I like to, it just keeps me, like, based in reality, like, mm-hmm. Look, if I got to square up with somebody, like, all right, I know what to do. Okay, we standing. I know my plan. Like, I already have my plan on how this thing is going to go. And depending on how he reacts to the things that I do, it's like, okay. And then even if I end up fighting somebody who knows jujitsu, I'm not going to panic. Like most people, even that guy that I went against, like he panicked a lot, just like, just, he panicked a lot,
When you would get him in a...
Like, yeah, like if I grabbed his arm and, started to like spin around and do some, man, like dude was definitely, and what it did, it tired him up. Like it just tired his muscles and after each, it wasn't even a round. Like it was like a little bit of grappling and then it was like, I need a break, It's like.
But okay, he's experienced as a wrestler. You just how long you been working at jiu-jitsu?
Right, just a casual Sunday warrior,
Okay,
like.
so that tells you if you put in the amount of time he had in his sport, into your sport that he has into his sport, you'd have taken him out.
Yeah,
because you got him in holes that he wasn't expecting to come from you.
Right.
So you did good, man.
Yeah,
okay. It's like you fighting another dojo's master.
Right.
So okay, you test yourself. Okay, now you know what you got to do. you got to put some work in, make some money, so you can have that leisure time.
Right, man. And man, it just a lot. I learned a lot, man. That whole experience because one of the greats in jiu-jitsu, his name is Marcelo Garcias.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it might not even be Marcelo. I think it is Marcelo. I just haven't said it in a long time, but it's I want to say it's Marcelo Garcia. And one of his philosophies, because you have so many submissions, right? You can do an arm lock, you can do a leg lock, you can do a choke, right? So
what's the easiest one to get on somebody? The most unexpected one?
Leg locks. Leg locks.
Okay.
That's where, like a blue belt who knows leg locks, he can finish a lot of higher belts.
How about hand control? You grab somebody's hand and control them.
Well, with jiu-jitsu, you can't grab fingers and independent joints. But, yeah, I guess if you
can't?
No.
Why not?
It's just not, they don't, everything has rules. So in jiu-jitsu, that's one of the things that you.
Okay. But
competition.
Out in the street.
Right.
You grab somebody by that thumb and
Right. Yeah. They you can learn some stuff like that, but that's normally the last things that you learn in jiu-jitsu.
Well, if you got somebody up under you and you crank it up on them, crank that wrist.
Yeah. Like wrist locks, you can do that, but as far as independent joints, toe locks, like, because you learn that stuff in jiu-jitsu too, finger locks, toe locks, things like that, but that's later on, the focus.
You got to get somebody out of a chokehold off of you. You do whatever you got to do.
Right. And that's the thing, So Garcia, his
disqualified me.
Yeah. So Garcia, he was saying, now with arm locks, if the person is bigger and stronger, you're gonna exert a lot of energy trying to get them in it, and you might not even get them in it. Like if they're just powering up and they just like big and strong and they're
trying
holding,
to prevent you from
and they're preventing you. Like you might not get that move.
But that's what you want him to do. Try to prevent you because now you're expending his energy.
Right, but you might not get that lock. That arm lock or the leg lock.
While he's protecting that, his neck is open.
Right, and this is why Garcia loves chokes, and he only goes over chokes. Like that's the only thing that he practices and works, because this thing is there's only 24 hours in a day, and okay, if you spending X amount of time on arm locks or leg locks, and you're going up against people that you might not be able to get this leg lock on because they're too strong, then you're wasting time. But if you devote all your time to chokes, it don't matter. Like that's why they call it the lion killer, the La Mata. The La Mata, because hey, like look, it don't matter. It don't matter what you want. Don't matter how strong you are. It like nothing matters. You cut off the blood supply to the brain.
3 seconds, they out.
And you out.
3 seconds.
Right.
3 seconds. That's why they made the chokehold illegal for police, because they were holding it too long.
Yeah.
once you pass out after 3 seconds, they got to let you go. They can't keep holding on to it because now you dead.
Yeah.
Now you dead.
And you can have like some severe brain damage. Like you can have some real, like when you come to, you might not be the same.
Oh, no, you won't be. Because some of them, that's their intention. They little men. Some of them cops are just little big men. They come here. Let me get you in this chokehold. But wait a minute, officer. I haven't done anything. Shut up. Just get in this chokehold. Don't resist me. I gotta control you.
All right.
Yeah, let me just put my arms behind me and you lock me. No. I want to do it my way, not your way.
Right. And that's the thing, man. Like he's like, look, you have to focus so he focused all of his time and his training on chokes,
So also did he work on disarming chokes?
Yeah. He, the whole gambit of it, escapes, and escaping the arm locks and stuff like that as well. But
his forte is the chokehold.
Yeah, like when he practices submissions, it's going to be chokes. It's going to be, and there's a whole gambit of chokes, So it's not just one, like just the guillotine or the anaconda.
Nelson.
Yeah, like he's doing, all different types of chokes.
And you don't even know you in a chokehold and you out.
Right. Yeah, so, but man, it made me think, because when we think of Bob Thompson, who was the man in West Virginia, he's pretty, he's known outside of West Virginia too, but he's a player. If I think of Jonathan Smith, another player here in Charleston.
You're talking about musicians now.
Yeah, so now I'm talking about musicians.
We have to make it clear for the audience to understand,
right.
So, okay.
So Bob Thompson is a jazz musician, and Jonathan Smith, he's an up-and-coming musician, just a gospel, but he'll be doing jazz, and he played with American Idol and did their world tour or whatever, right? So now these guys they play, just like Wellington, they just play. That's what they focus on.
They don't worry about no theory. They just play.
Right. They don't worry about teaching. They don't worry about working anywhere. They just worry about playing. Just learn for themselves and play, That's their focus. So when it comes to teaching somebody, their heart is not going to be in it, not because they don't care about you, but it's just that they are playing. Like, look, man,
They're
more
players.
time,
and
right.
When they need the money, now they'll give you some lessons.
Right, but it's not going to be the same as somebody who is a teacher. His job, his love and his idea to.
But you got to understand, though, those who can do.
No.
Those who can't teach.
Nah, if we think about the chokes.
We're not talking about chokes now. We're talking about musicians.
Right. If you think about.
Whole different world.
24 hours a day. What are you going to do? Now, when I prepare for a lesson, it's not just, and I'm talking about in the school, in the classroom, it's not just, 5 minutes. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to teach and to bring those lessons together. It's not, people get this idea that you're just talking about quarter notes and that's real easy and real simple, but you're talking about learning. And it's getting this idea from one individual to the next, making sure that they understand it, just the whole idea of teaching it. And I was just like everybody else, like that statement, those who do, they can,
Those who can't do.
Yeah, those who can do, those who can't
teach.
Right, but no, that's not it, because Bob Thompson, as good of a player as he is, he can never be that high-level teacher because his mind is on playing. His time that you develop, the time that I put in and that I'm caring about really doing something, if it is, me playing, then that's 24 hours in a day. All right, if I'm spending 8 hours or 16 hours on myself, developing my skill, then you got somebody who spends 16 hours developing someone else's skill, that's just more time that the teacher has trying to help his students. Whereas a person who's just trying to help himself, he can't help you. He can't.
He ain't got time.
Right. He ain't got time. He don't got the desire. Well, he don't have the tools to help you truly.
Well, you only have so many hours in a day. And, you know, I had to come to the realization that when I was younger, I thought musicians were selfish because all they did, you know, they didn't want to work a day job. They expected the women to take care of them while they practiced during the day and went out gigging at night. But to be a master of your art, whatever your art form may be, you have to dedicate. Okay, for example, my true art is engineering. Okay, the only good thing about my art is I make money practicing what I do. So, as a professional engineer, I have laptop will travel. You know, who gonna pay the best? Who's gonna pay the best for my skills? That's where I'm at. Right. Okay, right now, the market's saturated, so I got to go where I got to go. Right. But when the market is lean and they don't have a lot of engineers and the job and the country's working well, you go where you got to go to make that amends. So my point being is, for me, it was easy to dedicate myself to my art because it's how I made my living. After I went through school and I started working. Whereas a musician, his art is practicing so he can get a gig. Right. There's a difference. I practiced when I was young, engineering training. I practiced on my gig. Whereas as a musician, if you can't play, you can't get the gigs.
Right. Right. I mean, it's just a different. It's definitely a different path, you know, and it's a different way to navigate the path. But it's still what you're devoting your time into, you know. So it's like you have all of these different. So like you can work arm locks, leg locks, or chokes, right? You can be a player, you can be a teacher, right? You can play by ear, you can sight read, but the person who is developing, like if they're spending, 16 hours a day on sight reading, 9 times out of 10 they're going to get the gig for sight reading, and
I hear you, and I've learned that for me personally, instead of just trying to sight reading material, if I look at an actual tune and know how that tune sounds, my sight reading is more improved as opposed to trying to get the feel of what that tune is trying to say.
Right, but if you spent 16 hours a day on your sight reading, you'd be
thorough.
Right.
And see, I can't get my wife to take care of me like that, though.
Right, but see, and that's the thing. That's the thing, man, is that, money governs, it governs these decisions for a man. Now if you're a boy or a girl, and you living at home with mom, well, you have time to develop yourself to that high level. You can spend 16 hours a day on whatever, whether it's playing by ear or sight reading or,
See, my heroes of the art would be Miles Davis, Victor Bailey. Both of those went to Juilliard. And I'm just using those as an example. But the thing was, they started young. They knew at a young age what they wanted to do. The thing what I did was I wanted to be a musician. Okay? When I originally went to college, I wanted to be a musician, music major. And I started seeing people who just graduated coming back to get their masters so they can teach. And I'm like, well, I want to play. I don't really want to teach. So if it's that hard finding a gig and there's much better players out there than I was, I need to change my pump my brakes and put that bad boy in reverse gear and go down that other path. And that's what I did. Now, let me say this. I pecked at my music for 36 years. I lost 36 years, man. Okay? I'm trying to pull it back together now. I'm there. I know all the stuff. I just got to put my work in.
Right.
Okay?
Mat time.
Yeah, get that mat time in. Get out there and get embarrassed. I'm old scuff up out there. Man, you missed that cue. Dude, okay. You wouldn't pay me anyway, so it's a free gig. What the heck you talking about? But anyway, but I became proficient as an engineer because I totally dedicated myself to the engineering, you know. It's easy when you're getting paid to learn.
Right.
Okay? Your first 4 years as an engineer in training, you're being paid to learn. And after that fourth year, you can pass some licensing exams, and you become a professional, and you get paid more. So I guess you can say I took the low road. I punked out. I went for security as opposed to, you know, the hardship. So now that I'm about to retire, I'm gonna dedicate.
Yeah, see, man, that's the thing, like, because when I bring it back, you know, because I have, and you said this before, you know, like, yo, you can't serve several masters.
Nope.
You know, and that's what the chokes, that's what he was talking about. You know, that's what Garcia's talking about when he's talking about those chokes.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you can't serve several masters. And it's talking about being efficient. You know, like now, if I know that these chokes are pretty much guaranteed, you can't muscle your way out. Yes, they are escapes. You can escape the choke, but one of the factors of it is not your strength. Your strength has nothing to do with these chokes, you know, versus, okay, I'm training something where, depending on your body type, if you have broad shoulders or if you have a little neck or, you know, if you're just...
a little no-neck monster?
Yeah. Or,
well, actually, that works to your advantage if you don't have a neck, because he can't...
Right.
They can't choke you out. It may break your chin.
Right.
It may make your chin hurt, but they can't choke you out.
Yeah, it might make your chin hurt. But, you know, but that's the idea. Like, okay. And that's what he's saying, man. So, like, even looking... Now it's just, when I put it in perspective for myself, it's like, okay, what do I expect out of my jiu-jitsu? What do I expect out of my music? You know? Mm-hmm. And, like, look, this is my first year teaching in the public school system, you know? So I have to put time into it. I have to develop it. I have to do it. I have to, you know, get ready for tomorrow and the day after, you know, like I have to put time into that. So that's going to subtract time from...
Right, because you're not going to be teaching the higher level theories in music. You're just going to be teaching them the notes.
Right,
Mary had a little lamb, that kind of stuff, and twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Right. Lines and spaces.
Face, F-A-C-E.
Right.
Every good boy does fine.
Yeah. You know, you're teaching them that. You're exposing them to music and... You know, so like you're doing that, but it's not like. But what I'm not doing is I'm not focusing on my playing. I'm not focusing on me being the greatest player that I can be, because I have to focus on teaching. Like I have goals and objectives that my boss wants to see in my teaching. You know, like the principal, they come to the class. They like, look, you know, all right, let's see the standards. Let's see the state standards. Let's see the national standards. Okay, now let's see these objectives. Let me see your lesson plans. You know, depending on the age bracket of the kids, we're talking about K through 5.
Dude, you got to start pimping your woman so she take care of you so you can get
Right, but see, that's the thing, man. It's like I have to come up and plan for a long road, you know.
Well, here's a caveat to all that. Develop your training, your online training, and apply it at school. Okay? You can teach a little snot nose how to solo even. The elements of soloing.
Right, but first, you got to get them on an instrument, you know?
Well, let me ask you, does the school have instruments?
Yeah, they do.
What type do they have?
They have percussion instruments. They have, like, recorders.
Okay, now, that's good. Because when I was in the 7th grade, we started out with recorders. We called them flutophones back then, but they switched over to recorders. But everybody played a recorder and learned to read the music. And then when we got in the 8th grade, they switched us over to musical instruments. So I started out on the string bass because I got super humongous hands. And from the 8th grade on, I've been playing the bass. You know, so we ain't gonna say how many years that's been. When I was young, and here's the thing, my sight reading was such that I could sight read well, but they didn't teach us theory. There are things that sight reading didn't do for me, and it was my mistake in not seeking knowledge from someone else. You know.
But, man, like Beethoven told Haydn, when Haydn tried to him on his composition, you know, Beethoven was writing some stuff and he performed it. Haydn was like, you know, that's too fast, or you might want to do this. Beethoven turned to him and said, he was like, look, man, I'm gonna put your name on this stuff, you know. Say that you helped me out, and I appreciate, you know, your name. But you and I know that no one can help you. Like, you can't help me. No one helped you. Like, we have to discover this stuff for ourselves. We have to form our own music styles and, you know, take what you like, take all the things that you like, put it all together, try it out. But no one can say, nah, don't use that. Don't do that. Like, nobody can do that for you. And that's what Beethoven was telling Haydn. Like, look, man, like, don't try to play that shit with me, man. like
you my master. I understand you're a master. I seek a lesson.
right. Like, look, man, like, I do this shit. I made this shit. I got it.
I got this.
I got this.
Don't sweat.
Right.
Do me a favor. Go over there and sit in that corner right. for a second. Just watch this.
Yeah, man. Why don't you sit your ass down, and don't worry, I'm gonna put your name on it though. Don't worry, I got you. Like, I'm gonna definitely give you credit, but you ain't helped with this shit. Like, you know, and that's the thing, man. Like, you weren't wrong with not seeking someone, with believing that you had it. Like, believing that, look, man, I got this vision. I have this pull to the music, you know, like, you wasn't wrong for that, you know, but it's just the time. Like, you know, you had to take that music time and put it somewhere else. Whereas, you know, some of the other people, they couldn't put it nowhere else. They didn't even have that tool to say, like, look, man, I'm going to be something. I'm going to be an engineer and do my music on the side, you know. Like, they didn't.
Hard, man.
Right. They didn't have that, like all the musicians I know are not straight A students.
Because they're out there practicing.
Right. Like, I remember when I got good, like, when I transferred from music student to, like, from a classical musician, when I transferred from a classical musician into a jazz contemporary musician.
Okay.
And one of the things that I did was I failed out of school. That's one of the things that I did. Like, I was so consumed with just the jazz, with 2-5-1s, chords, chord progressions, songs. You know, like, I was spending 8 to 10 hours in the basement over here at the school, just where they had like, I took a piano from somewhere in the school and I brought it over to our, you know, where I was living, to my apartment, put it inside of the laundry room.
You stole it?
Nah, because it stayed on school grounds.
So you just reallocated.
Right. I reallocated it, you know?
Did it ever go back to where it was supposed to go?
No.
It's still in the laundry room to this day.
Well, they tore down that building, so you know, I'm sure they moved it and put it somewhere.
Okay.
you know.
Because it had a tag on there, so as long as it was on campus,
Right.
you was good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but that's where I was. Like, look, man, like I'm getting a piano. Like I'm gonna practice this stuff, man. And when there's a will, there's a way. And like I said, where I grew in that, I suffered in other things, man. In my classical grades dropped. My piano instructor, you know, she's like, you know, look, Bo, I don't know what you're doing. Like, yo, you're you're not in this right now. And it's like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm not in it. And
that's what happened with Miles Davis. Went to Juilliard. Berkeley. Who went to Berkeley? Miles went to Juilliard, and Victor went to Berkeley. And they both end up leaving because they was out practicing every night. And the whole idea of college is to prepare you for the real world out there. And they wasn't teaching that stuff that you had to go out into the street to learn that stuff. Okay? So once you go out to the street and you out there gigging and making money, what do you need the college degree for? It's like LeBron. You know, he got out of college. He got out of high school a millionaire playing basketball. So why would you go back to college after you done? For what? You got more money than your kids can spend in their lifetimes. So no, I need to go back to college. Okay. If I was rich, I wouldn't go to college.
right.
You know, I might take a finance class or something like that to know how to manage my money better. But as far as trying to get a PhD in a field, those college degrees make you good slaves, higher quality slaves. We're all slaves. Just like you were saying before, we're slaves. We're all slaves. They just switch from just black slaves. They changed the game up. Now we got them all as slaves, so we pimping everybody. You got that 1%, like I said earlier, 6% of the Southerners during the Civil War owned slaves. So why did so many, that 94% want to give their lives for the 1%? The 6%, and actually they said 1% of the slave holders made the rules. So you got 99% giving it up for the 1%, and if you own 10 slaves or more, you didn't have to fight in the war. You could pay somebody to go. You could send some of your darkies out there.
Yeah, man. But you're right, you know. Like, and this is in no way anti-school. Like, those of you who are in college, getting your degree, go ahead, do that. Like, we're not saying don't get your degree, don't go to school. I'm not saying that, but like, a doctorate's, like, it's a joke. For me, personally, for Bo, it's a joke because only thing that it says is that I have this amount of money that I can, like, I have 120 grand to get me a doctorate. You know, like, that's all it's saying.
Now, you take that 100 grand and teach yourself and put your work in. You're 100 grand richer.
Right.
Now, you go to college. And see, there's certain things you can't learn on your own. Like, I couldn't learn engineering on my own. I couldn't become a professional engineer without attending an accredited college. But in music,
but there was a way for you to do it.
No.
Yeah, you had textbooks.
No.
Did you? But you brought all that information was in textbooks. You spent like $500, $600, $1,000 on those textbooks.
But you can't learn. You can learn the ideas, but you cannot practice.
From the textbooks? Yeah.
You can't practice. You have to be licensed to practice.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about working? Like, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not talking about knowledge.
Right.
dude, knowledge don't mean nothing if you can't apply it.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you definitely gonna have a hard time getting a job.
I mean, I could go
engineer.
work for an engineering firm and be a CAD bitch for them or be a technical reviewer for them. But other than that, yeah, man, I can design that.
Right. I'm fine. Yeah, you're right. Or like music, you can go out there and do your own thing.
That's the beauty of music. You can have not one day of technical training, but if you can play, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some guys who now I don't tell you, I take a lot of online. I've taken online classes, and this one guy was talking about how I spent 4 years in college, roughly $100,000 in education for 4 years of training. And somebody who hasn't had a day of training get a hit record and they're rich. And I'm struggling. And the sad thing about it is you learn, they don't teach you the little nuances that, because if they could do it, they wouldn't be teaching. First of all, they'd be too busy.
Right, but they teach you how to become a professor at a college. Like, that's what they teach you.
Well, they still tend to teach the classics as opposed to contemporary music. And contemporary music changes every year. It's not what's in vogue today ain't going to be in vogue tomorrow.
Right.
Okay? Are they teaching rap in college now?
I don't think so. But I'm sure somewhere in America there's a college. Well, I don't know. It's 30 years has gone past. Maybe even more than 30 years now. But, almost 40 years has gone past for hip-hop. And so eventually it'll be in the classrooms. But like I said, man, they just teach you how to become a professor. Like, that's what they teach you. If you're becoming a professor, then do all the things that you're learning in music theory, and that's what you're going to teach your students when you get them. That's the whole idea. It's not to what to use to make millions of dollars, because musicians going back to chokes, arm locks and leg locks, going back to that, if you're a musician and you putting in all this time coming up with these crazy lines and how to manipulate the chord changes and how to do all of that, then that means you're not spending no time on how to sell your product. You don't know how to sell it. You don't know the first thing so you don't know anything about copyright law. Like, you don't know anything. Only thing you know is, okay, man, I'm gonna put the second degree over this dominant seventh.
I need somebody to back me so I can record.
Right. You are not thinking about selling the music.
Okay. Well, why don't you introduce as part of your curriculum how to get a gig and how to protect yourself, how to know the copyright laws.
Yeah, you can add those type of things, but like I said,
okay. Let's, for example, you was talking about Haydn, how he rolled up and he got credit. Why should you get credit for just saying something like that? Why? But that's what they do today. Like, well, dude, do you have to do it that way? Can you do such and such? Yeah, okay, I'll try that. Now the dude getting half of your copyrights.
Right.
And they do that on purpose to make sure. So you tell them, no, this is mine.
Man, I know a couple people who wrote hits. One of them got a Grammy. One of them didn't. And one of the guys, the one who didn't, he wrote a song. And so there were 3 parties in the slicing of this song, because he just did the music. Then you had the person who wrote the song, and then you had the artist. Artist who didn't do anything got their name on that song because, their thing is like, look, this song is going nowhere without me. So give me like, yo, put my name down on it. And their name, sure enough, is on it. You know, the one that I know who was less known at the time, like he got the smallest percentage of it, even though the music is what made the song. You know, like the music is what, when we think of the song, you know, it's the music. It's like, all right, this is what makes it different. You guys wrote this song way before y'all met him, you know, and it was going nowhere. Like, the song was nothing. You heard his music, and you was like, oh, man, we could fit that song to it. So, but and that's the politics, you know, just in entertainment. You know, it's like, look, man, he had to give up some flesh. It wasn't, you know, he didn't give up booty, but he gave up money, you know? Like, he got some nice checks, but he had to let the artist go ahead and jump in on a cut of it, and he took the smallest cut, you know?
It's been a third. You ain't getting all of it, man. You know, now you have the right to go out on tour and sing it, and make your money off of it. But as far as royalties for here until infinity, it's gonna be third if it's gonna be anything.
But just think about it, man. You got one of your songs, and let's say Beyonce or Adele. She's big right now, really huge, you know. And they say, look, if you take 20%, you cut it. You're not gonna get 33. We're gonna cut you down to 20%, right? But we are sure that this is gonna be her leading song. So that means you wrote Hello, right? You gotta take, man. I mean, you know, you take that little small hit. You take that sacrifice because
what if you're a one-time hit wonder?
Right. But you're gonna get a Grammy tonight. She's gonna get the Grammy, right? Adele's gonna get a Grammy for Hello. So
you know her? Huh? Adele, that's her name?
Yeah, Adele. The chick, the one who sings. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if, la, 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 right? She's going to get a Grammy tonight.
Now, does anybody else get a Grammy?
Yeah, the person who wrote it.
They all get a Grammy.
Yeah, for that song. When a song wins, like let's say it wins Song of the Year or whatever, the person who wrote it gets that Grammy. You know, like the writers, they get that Grammy. And then the artist gets the Grammy, you know. And so that's the thing, you know. So like, all right, you taking and you figure, man, for Adele, they probably muscle you down to like 15. So you're getting half of what you was gonna get, you know. So like, you're not even getting 30, 33. Now you're getting 15. But you'll sacrifice that flesh
15,
because
15% of 100 million. Okay,
right, right.
Okay.
You know, like
okay. Now my next tune,
right.
I'm gonna get mine.
Right, your next tune you can because people are gonna be like Grammy award winning fiddler. You know, like whenever they introduce you, it's Grammy award winning.
Yeah.
You know, so you're going to take that little hit, you know, give up.
Because the next person
flesh.
come to me,
right.
no, you get that 15%. No, and I'm going to decide if I'm going to let you sing my tune.
Right. I mean, now you like.
Matter of fact, if I'm not even going to let you hear it until we have terms of what it's going to be. Because I'm going to tell you what, if you steal it, I'm not even going to give you a copy to take with you. I'm just going to play it for you. Because once they get their hands on it, they change a few notes, it's theirs.
Right, but not when you Grammy award winning fiddler, you know, like
look, a bow.
Right, you know, like look, man, it's a different ball game, you know. So, oh man, have you seen the movie Dope? Dope. It's on Netflix. It's executive produced by Puff Daddy, P Diddy.
Oh boy.
Nah. This movie's all right, man.
Dope.
Yeah, it's called Dope.
Let me see here.
Man, it's fresh. I think you'll like it. You never know. It's a hip hop movie, but I think you'll like it. But you know, you just never know.
DOP. There you go, right there. It's got 4 stars, man.
Yeah, man. The movie is good. It's a good movie. Yeah, there's some cheesy stuff in it that I felt like was whack, but overall, it was a kick-ass movie.
So, what do you think P. Diddy had to do to get to where he was? You think he had to get his button pushed a couple of times?
Yeah, man. He definitely got his shit pushed in, one or twice, because you figure he started out doing parties, so he's, and it's a good way, because what you're doing, it's like what we do now. It's like what I do. You want to have your hand on the people, right? Potential buyers. And that's what he was doing. So he's throwing all of these parties, right? He's just building his name so that people know, like, yo, when Sean puts on a party, like, yo, that party is going to be right, A lot of people going to be there. Like, it's going to be nice. So we want to go to that, So you have people like, yo, Sean putting on a party. And boom, so he has that, right? So with that leverage, now that he has a slice of the people, he takes that to a record company and says, like, look, man, y'all got any new artists you want to break in? You can break in their music at my party, And they like, I mean, how many people? Like, look, man, I got, like, everybody's at my party. Like, y'all know me. You feel me? Like, oh, I'm Sean. Oh, man, you Sean? Yeah, with the parties and stuff. All right, because he controls those people. Like, he has a grip of the people, Mm-hmm. So then he drops in those records. He's breaking records. He's breaking artists. So the company's like, yo, well, we need him on our team. And he just worked his way up, And you figure those first few deals, like that first deal that he got back with Mary J., you figure he didn't get no money off of that. You figure he got pimped off of that, But by the time it got to Biggie, he was ready to go, So
and he pushed Biggie's button.
Yeah. Look, man, I don't never want to see you standing up and pissing around me ever again.
Every time I see you, you better be sitting down.
Yeah.
That Crunch was telling that little puppy.
Yeah.
You better squat.
Yeah, don't lift your leg up around me, boy.
Only men lift their legs. You got to show me you a man.
Yeah, man. So, he got his shit pushed in, but as far as business, I don't think nobody, like, really pushed this shit in jail style, but yeah, man, he had to sacrifice a few deals, before.
I've heard stuff about that, though, man.
No, I'm talking about to get where he is. Like, I don't think.
No, you just don't start doing that once you're on top. It's a learned behavior. Okay, it's like
man, Puff
dude
turned into that gangster.
It's like the altar boys, man. The altar boys end up being priests.
Yeah, they end up being priests.
And them altar boys behind them got the total line.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's definitely a crazy game, but you figure it's tradition. Maybe they're looking at it like, look.
But here's the thing.
Here's
the thing. If you don't, like Jimi Hendrix. Okay, he wasn't making it here. He played for Little Richard. Little Richard said, you play too loud. You too flamboyant. I'm flamboyant. I'm the man. Okay, so I guess Jimmy said, no, you ain't pushing my button in. So he broke camp, and somebody heard him play, went over to England. They ate him up with no salt. Come back home, he ruled the roost. Every one of his concerts was sold out.
Yeah, but see, he had his manager. Like, he had a manager. He had somebody there that was guiding his career for him. Like, they had a plan. Like, look, man.
But see, they
eating it up over in Europe. The Americans who blues. They love the blues over there anyway. So they was like, look, man. Like, they like you because you black and you can play. That's gonna be that's like icing on the cake. Like, you really can play. So this is like, yo, this is no brainer. You feel me? Like, if I brought you over there and you couldn't play, they was going to like you. But you can fucking play. So like, look, man, you about to be God over there, And that's what happened. But he had somebody who had that large-scale vision working for him, And that's the thing. Like all musicians, like, they all have that, You know, you got to have that person that's, you know, that has that vision that's going to work 16 hours a day to get that vision popped off for you. You know, while you doing 16 hours, 20 hours or whatever on your music, you know, you need somebody just doing, you know, 20 hours on trying to sell it and trying to get it out there. You know, like you need that person, you know, because that's the person who is like when you sleep, like he is.
Well, you know what though?
Or she is just
see
like,
here. I can't make excuses, and what I just gave you earlier was excuses. Because if I truly love this art, if I had to get up and, as I told somebody who was younger, and I'm not gonna say who it was, but if you gotta get up at 2:00 in the morning and put an hour in until 3:00, you got, that's what you gotta do.
right.
Okay,
Right, man.
so I can't make excuses. So I need to get me some coffee and put my work in, man.
Like, look.
I got to put my work in, man. I mean, I do. Excuses are tools of incompetence which builds monuments to nothingness, and those who specialize in them are seldom good for anything else. And I can't be making no excuses, man.
Right. But you're wise. You, like we talked about, man. Arm locks, leg locks, chokes, right? We're talking about money right now. You know, like, look, man, we try to make this money.
Yeah.
You know, because the money will free up, if done correctly, the money can free up all other things to where we're only focusing either if it's playing, if it's you want to play, you know, 16 hours a day, you know, setting up the money structure and setting up that money vehicle to where it can run while you practice and play for 16 hours a day, then that's what we got to focus on, you know?
Yeah.
And so with that in mind, like, you know, each hour, that means you need to focus and build that train or that car or whatever you want to call it, that vehicle that's going to make the money for you, you know? That avatar that's going to work and go out there and just grind, you know? That means you need to, so when you're waking up 3, 4 in the morning, that's what you got to focus on. That's what I got to focus on, you know? It's building that vehicle and getting that electricity in them, you know, Dr. Frankenstein
Because you know what?
style.
We're going to rest when we die.
Right.
You know, I'm tired. Nah, you rest when you die. Because, you know, you got to get it in. Because everybody else trying to get it in.
Right.
And see, the thing is, we where everybody else is trying to get it in, we just got to push a little harder.
Right.
Okay? Just push a little harder.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And, you know, we gotta work on that vehicle.
We got to learn that poem.
You know.
Learn that poem. Learn that poem. I spied a little daffodil. It was way up on high.
Yeah, man. You know, build the vehicle, put the gas in, get that thing going. You know, build the system.
Got to get it.
You know, gotta focus on that. You know, gotta focus on that system because that system independently will bring in the money. Once we create the funnel, we create, you know, things that's going into it, that's pumping in that blood. You know, we built the heart. Okay, now we gotta plug in the veins. You know, you gotta plug in the chambers. Right, everything is set up.
Excuses are
Now
tools
we gotta,
of incompetence,
right,
man.
Now we
got
gotta
the
get blood
skills.
to it.
We got the skills. I mean, there's no excuses for us, man.
Right.
No excuses for us.
Right, man.
We could set this little state on its end. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, man. We got to do this, man. We got to stop letting how others may feel about what we're doing influence what we're attempting to do.
Right. Right. You cannot, listeners, my brothers and sisters out there, you cannot worry about how other people are going to feel or how they're going to be impacted by what you're doing.
As long as you're doing your responsibility of what you're supposed to do, your time is your time.
Right. Man, Charlie Parker, he told his first wife back when he was like 16, he was like, "Look, I gotta go." You know, like
And this
like
husband
I'm destined-
thing,
Yeah.
this husband thing. But see, he died at 32, man.
Right, and he married another chick. You feel me? Like when once he made it, you feel me? So like he you know, he was all
That's
crazy.
young, man.
Yeah.
32.
Right.
And when you're younger, you think that's old, but
And he looked old. Like he looked really old.
but them drugs, man, they
Yeah.
took him out. Here's another person too, Jaco Pastorius. He was like a country boy, and he had a photographic memory, I believe. He could remember licks that you play, and he can, there's some people who have that gift,
Right.
and he was one of them. It wasn't until he got with Weather Report that Joe Zabino showed him some things, and it was the modes, okay? And he was able to, with his skills, he was able to now, okay, I can take this and do this with that. And that's what he did. But James 3:16, where envy and strife is, there's confusion and every evil at work. So you coming out into the world, you telling people I'm the best bass player in the world, and you proving it.
Night after night.
Night after night. You got Joni Mitchell looking for you. You got Weather Report. They walk off the stage and leave you out there by yourself, and you do a little personal gig. You turn a college band who were famous around the college set into a band that is world renowned, and people come to see you. You got some enemies, man.
Yeah.
And see, that's what happened to him. See, people don't understand that. Yes, he had depression, and yes, he probably was taking medication for that depression. But when he got with Weather Report, he did not drink. Before he got with Weather Report, he didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. So somebody introduced it to him and watched him fall.
Right.
And he felt hard as hell, man.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder who was looking out for him. Now, you my bass player, dude. You playing great. You taking the spotlight, but I'm still making money. Okay, somebody better look good on this band. Somebody better make us some money.
Right.
And that's what they should be doing, protecting each other. Have bodyguards. Keep drugs away from this man. Keep this beer away from this man. Keep this alcohol away. He can't handle it. He's too innocent.
Man, it's those chicks, man. It's those chicks.
Well, it wasn't the chicks with him because
Yeah.
he's married, man.
That's Look, Fid, I'm telling you, man.
Well,
that's what it was with Jimmy. That's what it was. All these
Jimmy
guys
was always
clean.
hitting the
Nah,
boot.
he wasn't hitting hitting the hardcore drugs like that.
No, he was hitting the boots.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like
he was before he even became famous. He was mediocre.
Right.
And he was clocking them. He was clocking them.
Right, but then that coochie, when they introduced that cocaine to you, you like, the first time you like, no, man, but just go to Instagram, man. Remember, today's hoes is tomorrow's church mothers. So if you go to Instagram, man, and you just see these chicks, you got Instagram?
No, bro, I stay away from that, man.
Well, even just for Fidlu, you don't have to add anybody. Like, you don't have to add people if you don't want to.
Let me see something.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna go in there just so you can look. Like, look, man, when you got some of these in the flesh, that's like.
Well, see here. For me, as an older person, I sold my oats when I was younger.
Right.
I didn't deny myself anything. Here, I'm a young, eligible bachelor, fresh out of college with an engineering degree, and all the black females who were college educated, every one of them wanted a college educated man on their arm. They enjoyed saying, "My boyfriend's an engineer."
All right, this is a good one for you.
And I took advantage of that. I guess you can say I was a Jimi Hendrix of my profession.
So here, man, just scroll up. This is just one, but you get to see a good amount of pleasurable decadent flesh of all colors, shapes, and sizes.
Now that's sad, man.
But
They just seek fame. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, like these women, they're just whatever. But the whole idea, man, is like when we're talking about like just these pictures, but when people are meeting them in real life, just having them just flock up to them,
Waka flocka.
And when you meet, like when you see like the baddest chick, the most, gorgeous, and let's say she's up there in status, she's a higher status than you are. You're just a lonely piano player, from the streets of Baltimore, born and raised on a playground is where you spent most of your days, and here you got, one of the Kardashians, one of the Hiltons, one of the what is it, DuPonts, right? You had like one of those type of, some chick maybe like from France. Oh man, yeah, dude, about to get rocked.
That's a female. He's fighting.
I know, with her shirt off. Oh, and she. Did you see the whole thing? Yeah, yeah, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. But the idea, man, is once you see.
Here's the sad thing, man. Government is looking at every one of these things. They checking it all out.
Right, but when you have somebody like that, it's like, yo, go in and try. Try this cocaine. You like, yo, nah, that man, I ain't. That cocaine is bad. They like, come on, man, what are you, 6 years old? Like, yo, this is not.
Yeah, I'm 6.
Right, but see, it's easy for us to say that now, but when you just like, up in a private jet, and everybody
Tell you get out and walk.
right,
What,
like,
you a narc?
It's a different game, So that's the thing, man. And a lot of these players, that's what they experience, And it's hard, like you said about making Q, like, yo.
It's so hard to
hard.
make them.
There's a lot of eternal lamps out there.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of eternal dogs too, who couldn't cross them burning sands.
Right, So and
I pushed the wrong button, man. Cause whoa,
but like that's my point, man. It's like, yo, Jocko. Or like people be like Jacko, and it be like, it's not Jacko, it's Jocko, jackass. And so him and Jimmy and all the other music, like even contemporary musicians now, man. Like, yo, that's what you face. Like, for the first time, you seeing chicks who have higher status than you, and they trying to climb on the cock, and especially like just the most beautiful, just soft skin, just decadent coochie, like. Yeah, look at that, man. Look at it. I mean, she is killing that. Like guys are like, yo, look at it. You got guys that's just standing around watching her.
Just remember, young ladies, every man wants a freak, but nobody wants to marry one. Just imagine. You done something nasty to this guy. You think he gonna take you to meet his mama?
Oh yeah, you gonna meet his mama. That nigga is hooked. And that's what these man. That's what they would.
Okay.
They gave away themselves. Like, all right, I'll try to.
So let me ask you, can you get me them recipes right there for that?
You said, can I do what?
Get me the recipes for that.
I can see if there's any comments that'll tell me what it is, because I don't know this stuff, but I'll definitely look for you and see what's up. But yeah, man, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. So that's what they up against, man. That's what they up against. Just sweet, decadent flesh. That. Yeah, man. That's what it's about, And that stuff has ruined plenty of men, Plenty of men. So that's what we have to look at and think about. Oh, this is a good one. And this is not even, this is just showing how chicks be going from ratchet
to riches.
Yeah.
Ratchet to riches.
Yeah, just look at that, even when it repeats. Because that's the thing about these pictures, you know, like these chicks be looking all, like they found out the way.
Oh, man.
They found the way, you know, from
to fix
like,
the blemishes. And
right, just
they,
like, yo.
They Photoshop themselves in real life.
Right, man. You know, so like when we see them in pictures, it's like, yo, they looking good. They know how to.
And then you see them in person, they're like,
right.
Ugh.
Yeah. What the
all that for to say what?
Yeah, so she can climb on some rich dude's cock. Or some like, it's not even about riches. It's just about status. You know, like, yo, maybe she.
Yeah, man, I saw her on Facebook. I saw her on.
You know, suck Lil Wayne off or Young Thug. You feel me? Like, she can get a rapper or a basketball player or a football player. You know, maybe get a few kids, bomb. Like, that's all they want.
They got any cat fights on here, man?
I don't know.
Like that one we saw last week?
Nah, they ain't gonna have nothing like that. Now that was decadent.
I mean, even old guys like a little bit of decadence, man. Keeps the juices flowing, let you know you're still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's the thing, you know, we definitely gotta work, build the heart, then get the blood to the heart, man. You know. And then once you got all of that going, hit it with some electricity, get that thing bumping.
God, if there was 10, will you spare us?
Yeah, you know, but like, yo, look, I mean, like, yo, that looks delicious. She definitely, you know, she's not the prettiest girl you've ever seen. No, she's not, but but yeah, man, you know, that's the thing. That's definitely the thing. And that's what your boy went through. I'm sure that's what got him hooked. That's what got, you know, a lot of people, man, fall to that, man. Just,
Well,
know.
For me, drugs dull the senses.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm with you, you know.
So,
Like, yeah, I've never been one for the drugs, but we're just, you know, we're underground, you know, looking at this stuff. It'd be different if we were like right up there. Here go my girl that you don't like her, but you know, it's just different, man. It's just
she got too much rump to bump for me, man.
You know, like we don't have to worry. Like we don't have to worry about her trying to, you know, throw that decadent cooch on us, man. We don't gotta worry about that.
Man, they run after anything that's doing anything, bro.
Tit old biddies in our face, like they're
they're called groupies. Okay, you up on stage and you got somebody popping and they all going crazy. Like this one with the unibrow, man. What the fuck wrong with her? Oops, I wasn't supposed to cuss. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
she parted it.
yeah, man. She's definitely, you know, unibrowed up. But yeah, man. I always, mama. You know, but that's the thing. You know, you just got all types of stuff going on, but yeah, man. That's just the way it is.
Man. You can't have any stress, strain. You look, baby. You got to take care of that bill stuff. You got. It's just interfering with my concentration, baby. I just can't do this, baby.
Like, I cannot worry about any bills right now, sweets. I gotta just figure out this 251.
1, 2, 5. 1.
You know, that's the thing, man. Like, you know, you gotta work that, man. You know, there's only 24 hours in a day. Think about it. Masterson spent 16 hours on that song alone.
Years. As a matter of fact, Jocko said it took him 9 years to learn how to play Donna Lee. Right. To play it clean.
Right.
9 years. He says it. It took me 9 years to learn to play this one tune.
Right.
So I got my work in. So,
you know, like, look, man. And see, that's the thing. You know? So, for y'all that's out there, man, I mean, think about that. Like, and apply it to whatever. Like, whatever you're doing, whatever you are trying to do. You know, you have chokes, arm bars, or arm locks and leg locks. You know, which one are you going to focus on? And remember, you can focus on all three of them.
251.
But when you go up against somebody who's spending 16 hours a day on chokes only,
or the 251 only,
right? Only. This is the only thing that they're doing. And they get you in a position where they going to choke you. Like, look, you just
or
don't
that
have
dominant 7.
You just do not have the time on them. You know, like Garcia. Like, look, man, he going for it. Now, yeah, for a lonely scruff such as myself, yeah, he'll get me in an arm lock or a leg lock or whatever. You know, whatever I give him. But you know, when he going up against a true monster such as himself, like, look, he's going after the choke. Like, look, that's what he's going after. You better believe it. Now, you know, a lonely Joe such as myself or that professional wrestler I went up against, yeah, he'll take whatever we give him.
I bet you he's sore. He ain't going to admit it to you, but I bet you he's sore.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
That little crunchy guy.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, I definitely like I look forward to going down to Butch's Wednesday.
How old is this guy? You have to remember now.
He's young. He's like 20. I think he told me he's like, because he wants to be a fighter. He wants to be a MMA fighter.
But see,
he's like 20.
He's been working on his art, which is wrestling.
Right. He's been a
since he was
12. For a long time. Yeah.
Since he was 12, he was doing that.
Yeah. And he went to Butch's a long time ago. Like he was telling me, like back when he was 18 or something,
which was 2 years ago.
yeah, I know. When Butch was somewhere else, like, you know, back before Butch even had his gym, and none of the guys could mess with him. Like none of the guys could tap this guy. Like he was controlling everybody. Now, he didn't know any submissions, so he couldn't finish anybody, but he was controlling everybody and, you know, roughing them up. And Butch was like, this is, you know, what the guy was telling me. I believe him. He was like, Butch was like, yo, man.
Come on back.
yeah, like, come on back, man. I could, he was like, look, man, some of these guys have been doing this for a long time, and you was definitely hanging in there and handling your business, man. So, like, look, you could be really good. And he said he told Butch, he was like, nah, man, I want to be a professional wrestler,
Like on TV?
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah, but the moves are real. Like, everything is real, but the script, like, it's scripted.
It's scripted,
right? But all the techniques, everything that you see there is happening is real. Just the script.
So he wants to make money. So he thought that avenue would be the best way to do it,
right? Because this is, like I said, he's probably like 26 or whatever. So this was like 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Could have even been, 10 years ago, whatever. And this was like, 10 years ago. I mean, the UFC was still popping. You figure UFC been around for 20-something years. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't as big. Like, it didn't really get big like that for a little, until a little bit later. And that's when, so professional wrestling was bigger than UFC, which is probably still is. Like, the wrestlers get paid more money, even though they work more than the UFC fighters. But
look, you got to realize, too, when you're out there UFC, you got people want to tear your head off.
Right.
They lifting big diesel truck tires for exercise. They hit you, your whole body quakes. You have to have power to be at that level. You have to have speed, skill, and power to be at that level.
Well, I mean, if you can get somebody in your game plan, because everybody is not, like all the fighters in UFC are not good at everything, but what they are good at, they're good at, and but that's the thing, man. Like this guy, he, just saw his feature in professional wrestling, and he went to that, but now he's like, he wants to get into MMA, and
well, you have to even audition for professional wrestling, because I'm sure there's millions of people who want to be professional wrestlers.
Right. And you join those little circuits, which he did. Like, he joined small circuits.
And if they decide they want to push your button in, you gotta let them. But with MMA though, if you're good, you're gonna get that break. Right.
You gonna
it ain't about, well, you know what, man, you gotta do this for me because I'm gonna do something for you. No, I'm gonna go out there and win for you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna knock his ass out.
I'm gonna win. And that's it. Right. That's all you're gonna get is a win.
Right. And those wins, they pile up, they add up, they pile up, and they lift you up. Before you know it, you're sitting on those wins and you're high up in the sky. People are like, man, who is that?
Even the close wins, depending on who you up against.
Right. A win is a win over them. If you it doesn't matter. So, and that's the thing, man, So, that's what this guy wants to do, and I definitely wish him the best with that. He has nice long arms, so he can, if with the right training, can definitely be a problem, man. Just keeping the distance, I mean, he definitely, like, I'll definitely go to his first fight, check him out, see how he does, but yeah, man. I mean, that's what it is, and just bringing it back, guys. What are you going to focus on? Like, what are you going to put this time in on so that you can, truly, like, you got to assess who are you trying to be and are you spending the time,
Yeah.
And what are you working on? Okay, you're spending time, but what are you working on,
I just got a message. Prince's protege, Denise Matthews, Vanity. She died at 57.
Oh.
So, wow. See, beauty's only skin deep.
Yeah, and it'll fade. You can't be beautiful forever, ladies.
And it don't help you to live any extra time either.
Nah. Nope.
Because you're so busy you're putting, now there's a thing where they're putting all their energies into pleasing someone else instead of pleasing themselves.
Right. Man, it gotta be tough, man. I was thinking also, like, I know we're not about to, trying to make this a long show just because everybody got stuff to do, but like, we got this idea, like, even with Hillary, where it's like, okay, a woman is not aggressive to where, like a man, like, she's not ready to go to war. She's not, this. Women are, sugar and spice and everything nice. But if we think about the story of Hansel and Gretel, like, what's the moral of that story? Like, yo, don't even trust old bitches because they'll eat your ass up too. Like,
oh yeah, man.
Like, look,
they'll eat
man.
a young one up. James 3:16, where envy and strife is, there's confusion and every evil at work.
Right. Like, you just can't just be thinking that because it's a woman that she's all sweet and just innocent and won't hurt a fly and they won't take us to war. Like, yo, man, like, a woman will eat your ass up quick. Plumping you up, fattening you up, feed you lies, just ready to kill you. Like, yo, don't trust anybody.
Nope.
A pretty face, it don't matter. Fat ass, juicy coochie, like, yo, nah, get that out of here. Because that juicy cooch will swallow you whole. You won't even come.
Lost in sauce. Wow, man.
So yeah, we just going. Is there anything you want to go over before we wrap it up, man?
Oh, man, this is too short. What you mean?
No, that's 2 hours. What is it? 90 minutes?
Yeah, it's 90 minutes, but
you good? We can keep going. What's up, man? What you want to get in?
see, I like to listen to the shows myself. So when we done, I look forward to hearing us on Sundays, and that's why I've decided that I need to cut out that profanity, man.
All right.
Because, it makes you seem unintelligent. Well, it makes me seem unintelligent. And that's what I need to do.
All right.
As a professional, I can't go to work talking like that. Maybe that's why I feel like I let my hair down here.
Yeah, man. But you got, like, hey, I'm with you, man. Whatever decisions you make.
And you know what? We want people to look to us for leadership, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and all that stuff.
And realness.
We don't. I'm not your role model, but I can give you some advice to help you through life.
Yeah. And you're gonna be real. Like they know when they listen to you. Fid might just throw out a motherfucker. He might just throw it out.
Just to keep you interested.
but that's who you are.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. Like I said, man. Like, I'm with you. If you want to clean it up, clean it up. But I think our listeners that they that they understand. Like, hey, this is who Fid is. This is who Bo is. And
Yo,
like, look, he might drop one. Like, look, I say nigga. And we all our listeners are not black. So I mean, I'm sure each time they like.
Ooh. Then if you say it, I can say it. So why do you get to say it and I can't say it? So you mean to tell me you want to say it?
They have a skit like that in Dope. They have something like that in Dope.
So you mean to tell me
where they
you want to
those.
use it?
And man,
no, not necessarily. But I think if you have the right to do it, others should be able to. Why?
Yeah, man. You gotta check it out. You gotta check
Why?
out Dope.
Why?
It's
So-
on Netflix, guys.
So you defile your wife. Should I be able to defile your wife too?
yeah, you should. Yeah, man. Look, man. If you just you don't give two shakes about your wife, man, then why should I?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. That's the thing, man. I think that our listeners, which man, you guys are a real kick ass. Y'all listen to us.
You follow us,
right? And we
appreciate that.
Yeah, we have like some repeat followers and repeat listeners. Who like, yo,
Yeah.
we can't wait. Like, yo, Sundays, Bo and Fid is gonna be on this. Let me go ahead and get ready. Whatever days y'all listen to it. But that's what's up. Like, I definitely appreciate it. And I know Fid does as well, you know.
Oh, yeah. I enjoy sharing knowledge that I'm allowed to share. You know, hey, that's what it's all about, man, sharing knowledge.
Right. I mean, and these are just off the cuff. Like I said, like, yo, I grappled. That was Saturday. You know, Saturday. So that's when I got, you know, yoked up. And
okay, all it do is make you, if it don't make you mad, it make you strong.
you know, so like, yo, and then boom, now here we talking about it, and we talk about, you know, a few other things that how it relates, and like, yo, you got to focus on and be efficient. Like whatever you focusing on, focus on it, but be efficient.
Yeah, you got to be efficient. You got to put that work in.
Oh yeah, man. That reminds me of something.
Scroll down.
That
What you got to do tonight?
You know, this reminds me, like I said, man, of some joints that I used to have one like this.
Oh yeah. They ain't the same.
Nah.
Won't nobody tell you they are.
Oh yeah, I know that. Man. Yeah, look at that, man.
Wait a minute. Did you wash your hands? Give me my phone.
But yeah, man. You know, that's the thing, man. So.
Oh. Make a grown man weak. You can tell she's been doing something in the wrong place.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she don't play around.
You know, she got them grips is gone. You know, somebody been pushing her button in.
Yeah. Oh, but you know, a lot of them, man, they think like if they don't have vaginal sex, like they still virgins, so they'll have like anal, or they'll you know, suck you off, which they talk about that in dope as well. But I knew about that before dope. Like, that's real. Like, I know chicks who, you know.
See, virginity is physical as well as mental. Okay? So, you marry somebody thinking they're a virgin, and somebody walk up to you and say, man, she used to do such and such and such to me. I'd rather her have taken the poontang than tell me what she did.
Oh, like, yo, she used to just, like, yo, man, I used to just plow her butt. Like, yo, just all up in her butt, like, every day, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yo, she used to suck me off, swallow my cum and everything.
No,
yo, you got to kiss her tomorrow for her.
Every time you kiss her, you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, every time you kiss her, man, I want you to taste my cum.
Man.
You know?
No. Let's change the subject, dude. Let's change the subject.
But, man, you know, like back in them king days, you know, that's what, look, you know, you might go ahead and just take it for the team. You know, she just jumping on a bunch of cocks.
No.
Look, it's not, that doesn't change who she is as a person.
Yes,
She's still
it does.
a good person.
Yes, it does.
If she treats you nice and you like her, you know,
it
you want to
changes
be with
everything, because you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Okay, if she's into that, she ain't gonna change.
Yeah, but you love her though.
Because that first love always gonna be that in her back of her mind.
Nah, I don't even know my first love.
No, we're not talking about you. We talking about her.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, man. Women are the same. Like we said with Hansel and Gretel, man. You can't trust those bitches. Like, don't just because they got coochies, man. You can't just be thinking they all sweet. Like, yo, they ain't sweet. You know, she gonna forget her first, just like I forgot mine. I mean, not your first, but your first love. You know, like I don't even know who that was. You know, like, yo, these chicks, man, they ain't all pressed up on their first love, man. They like, yo, just another nigga.
Boy.
You know? Yeah, she sat down on that cock, but she got up. You know? She got up and went to the next one. She sat down on that one, she got up. She went to the next one. You know, so what? You the 24th cock that she didn't digest it. But you love her. You know, she's a good person.
So if homeboy roll up onto you and tell you what she used to do, what you gonna say, man? What you gonna say?
I'm gonna tell him like, look, man, why are you telling me this stuff? Like, look, dog, why don't you just jerk off if that's what you want to do? Relive your history.
I want you to know you don't have no princess, man.
Like, look,
Is
man,
that what you think you got, man? A princess?
Like, no, I think I have a person, and I think that you probably just need to just go on and beat off right now. Like, you seem like you just a little amped up about this shit. Why don't you just go ahead to the closet, rub one off, and calm down, man, and get some work done or something, because
no, man. You
the
think
past.
I just want you to know you ain't got all that, man.
Get behind me. That's what you guys
Get
say.
thee behind me. Don't say get behind me. Say get thee behind me. Because when you say get behind me, that means like do to me what you did to her. That's not what you're trying to say. Get thee behind me.
You gotta say get thee behind me. Don't just get behind me.
Yeah, get thee behind me.
Like, look, an anus is an anus, so you trying to get this universal?
What's the matter? You jealous because I got it now? I mean, you had it. Why'd you let it go?
Right. Yeah, man, don't tell him get behind me. Say get thee
behind me. Yeah, man. Go step off, homeboy. Yeah, I know. It wouldn't sit well with me.
Oh, all right. Look, I ain't trying to hear that.
No, I'm not trying to hear that. This is somebody I decided I wanted to be with, and you're gonna roll up on me. See, not only are you disrespecting her, you're disrespecting me.
Right, and that's what they trying to do. You know, if they come off at you talking about what they used to do, like on the show, any of you guys, if your girlfriend say that yo, I used to date Bo, you should be listening to the show. Well, I guess if y'all cool, because I'm not like gonna come up to you personally and see you and your girl and be like, try like tongue kiss her or nothing. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna try to disrespect somebody like that because that's what it is. It's disrespect. For me to do that, for me to be like, yo, say a person's name and how I used to just tag it, and just like put my finger in her butt and she be, like telling me harder and please, that's for me to say something like that and say their name, and then when me and you see each other, I just like put up my finger that I used to stick in her butt and be like, you know what I mean, like twirl it around, and I'm laughing, like that's disrespectful, like yo, I wouldn't do something like that, like that's not right.
You just told him what you did to him. And he's a creature of habit. But anyway, I want to tell you something after we get off the air, man. I mean, it's something I don't want to say on the air because it's going to be controversial.
All right, yeah.
Because I sent you something on it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, we talk about it. Maybe we might want to talk about it next week. But it's extremely controversial, and it's going to rub some people the wrong way. And
yeah, so we getting y'all ready because we're going to talk about it.
I don't know.
Next
we'll
week.
See though. We'll see.
He said, "Look, this is in the trenches."
Yeah, man. I mean, I ain't trying to get there with this,
Yeah.
I don't want to be controversial. Just let me say that. I don't want the controversy. I just want to educate.
Right.
Okay,
and that's what it's about.
That's
man.
what it's about, education.
Yeah, like that's my thing. like we was watching that thing where the lady was like, people who slam dogs sexually feel like the dog is tighter. The dog's coochie is tighter than the human, so eventually, that's what they prefer. It's like, yo, it's not that me or Fid is smashing dogs, but somebody somewhere is, and like, yo, we just putting that information out there. Nah, look, I'm just putting that info out. We actually we did play an excerpt where a doctor, it was a psychiatrist, she was talking about her patient and why he preferred dogs. I think that was on
that's deep.
Maybe Zebra. I don't know if it was on Zebra Muscle. It might have been before that. But yeah, man, it was on one of ours.
Okay.
But my point is just that's no way a reflection of us. It's just putting that information out there.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I don't I don't like to hurt people, but
Sometimes the truth hurts.
right, you know, and I like watching fights though. You feel me? So, in a sense, I'm hurting people. Like I want people to get hurt. That's why that's what I'm watching. You know, like for a person to lose is for a person to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so even though
but it's that competitive spirit, and if you step in there, you better be prepared to step in there. If you're prepared, you minimize your damage. You may still lose,
right.
but if you're prepared and you got to put your work in, you ain't gonna lose as bad.
Right.
You ain't gonna look like no punk.
Oh man, we was doing like some fighting stuff, you know, and I was holding pads for Matt, and he got like a kick. You know, I was just holding the pad. Like, man, it was a powerful kick. I was just thinking, like, man,
Dude.
I couldn't imagine, like,
Feeling that. Yeah, because that's what
with no pads, just straight skin, shin to skin, you know, like.
But you know what though? Here, and I'm not slamming Matt in any way because you know me, you know I met him, he cool, but when you're out in those seems great, but when you're fighting someone else,
Yeah.
they moving and they ain't gonna give you the chance to do that.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. It's a different ball game, you know.
So, and that's why I say you got to put your work in and hone your skills.
Right.
Excuses are tools of incompetence,
Right.
which builds monuments to nothingness, and those who specialize in them are seldom good for anything else. So put your work in so you don't have them excuses.
Right, and that's what I'm going to do. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this puppy
Wrap it up.
Do not forget our sponsors, Weebly.com. Go there today. Matter of fact, go to bowmiles.com. Click on the Weebly link, okay, and just sign up. Get this thing started. You guys know what time it is. You know what you want to do, right? You want to start up this vehicle. You want to get this money coming in. Well, it starts with the website. You can create that at Weebly.com. Go there today. Also, Fidloo.com. We are going hardcore with Fidloo. Do you hear me?
Got to.
Cocksuckers, we're going hardcore.
Got to make them ends.
Right.
Lookers and waiters wait outside.
Get that money, okay? That means is that you guys need to go to Fidloo, pick up an axe today, and support Fid.
Yeah.
You know, this is our big brother, big uncle, big homie. This is some of you guys' dads. Fid is your dad. Support, all right? No more crabs in the buckets, motherfuckers. Go to Fidloo.com right now. Look at his stuff. I want to see, look. King Kong ain't got nothing on Fidloo. Yeah, so go to Fidloo.com right now. Check out his products. Check out his prices. And holler at him. Add him on Facebook. Fid is up there. Fid, I think you said you got Twitter?
No, I don't have Twitter yet.
All right, but you got Instagram?
Nope.
You got,
I'm old school, man.
You got Facebook. And what else?
And Weebly.
All right. So go to Facebook and add Fidloo today. Then go to Fidloo.com. Click on his merchandise. Check around. Look in the store. Okay? Take somebody else with you. Bring someone else to Fidloo.com. You cocksuckers. Last but definitely not least, go to BowKnowsMusic.com. You hear the music. You want to play this music. You want to be the best that you can be. Well, you know what? It's either going to be chokes, arm locks, or leg locks. I'm choosing to teach you guys how to be the best that you can be. So go to BowKnowsMusic.com. Sign up. Create the free account. Free, I might add. You just got to be free. Free. Yes, free. BowKnowsMusic.com right now. Free account, free learning. The music never ends. And with that, we are out.
Artistry.